Hello everyone, welcome to Elite Tech Club. If you're looking to get started with JavaScript, the first thing you need is a right development environment. In today's video, we are going to set up everything you need to start coding in JavaScript. Whether you are a complete beginner or brushing up your skills, this video will help you hit the ground running. You might be wondering, why can't I just use a basic text editor for JavaScript? Well, while you can write JavaScript in Notepad or any text editor, a proper development environment makes a huge difference. With the right tools, you can write, test, and debug your code more efficiently. A development environment helps you see errors instantly, write cleaner code with syntax highlighting, and even get real-time feedback while you're coding. It's like a superpower for your coding journey. The two essential tools for JavaScript development are a good code editor and a web browser. First up, VS Code. It's free, powerful, and works beautifully with JavaScript. It has great features like IntelliSense, extensions, and debugging tools that make writing code super smooth. Plus, it's lightweight and fast. Next, we need a browser to run and test our code. Google Chrome is my go-to because it comes with built-in developer tools. But you can use any browser you prefer. Let's dive in and set up these tools. Cool. Now we're going to install Visual Studio Code on our machine. So first, open the browser of your choice. Then you can head over to code.visualstudio.com. Then in the homepage, you see the download button for your operating system. So here I use a Windows, so I see download for Windows here. Or as an alternative, you can just click on the other download button on the top right hand corner, and you can also see the different versions based on different operating systems. So the simpler way is just to use the button prepared for us in the homepage. So you can click on that. Once you click, the download gets started, and also here you can see Visual Studio Code's documentation, and you can see a bunch of links on the left-hand side. Different programming languages, and also see some information to follow the steps for getting started with that, and how to use the version control, debugging and testing, and a lot of stuff here. So we will get back to them gradually during this course. So after finishing the download, so we can click on the installer, and it's nothing that much fancy about the installation, so we can simply go through the steps, and we can also stick with the defaults, and finally install Visual Studio Code on your machine. So once you finish installing VS Code, if you open that, you can see this welcome page here. Then there are some options here that we have. If you click on Get Started with VS Code, you can configure your editor here. If you choose your theme, there are 4 themes here provided for us: dark modern, which is already set, light modern, dark high contrast, light high contrast. I can go back to the dark modern one. Other than that, if you click on file, the top left corner, and then click on preferences and then settings, here you can see a much more fine-grained configurations that you can apply. So for example, if we click on text editor and then font, here we can change the font family, the font size, and also, for example, choose whether we want to format the code upon saving or not. So there are a lot of customizations that you can do here, and one exciting thing that I want to show you here is the extensions part. So as mentioned before, extensions is one of the advantages of using VS Code. So it really helps us to make the editor satisfy our needs. Here I want to show you how to install extensions. There are some popular ones here in the list you can see, but you can also search for them. Let's start with a Prettier, which is a code formatter. If you search for that, you can see it appears here. So it's a code formatter. Simply you can click on install. Then now it's installed on our IDE. Then another one is Live Server. Live Server is basically a local server which allows us to instantly see the changes that we make on our code. So I also install it, and this is as simple as that. And that's about the extensions. Now we are going to set up our first JavaScript project. In order to do so, you can choose a folder on your machine. Then you can create a folder or directory and then call it, for example, my first JavaScript app. Then go inside of it, and then here we need two files. So first the HTML file, which is the as you know, the structure of our web page, and then the JavaScript file, which allows us to basically write the JavaScript code. So here we can create a text file and then change the extension. For example, if I click on new text document, we'll call it index dot, instead of txt, we can change the extension to HTML, and then create another file, again text document, but this time I will call it script.js. So now we have the HTML file and the script file here. Next, we would like to bring the content of that folder to Visual Studio Code. So here we can either click on open folder here, or click on file on the top and then choose open folder. So click on that, then you can navigate to the folder that you already created, and here we choose yes, I trust the authors, because I was the author here, and here we can see our files. Now we need to add some content to our file. So first let's begin with index.html file, and then let's zoom in a little bit by pressing Ctrl and plus. Here, if I type in an exclamation mark, the IDE suggests me to use Emmet abbreviation. So Emmet is basically a built-in toolkit used for writing HTML and CSS code in a faster way. It's embedded into many code editors such as VS Code. So then if I press the tab key, boom, here we see the skeleton of our HTML5 code. So then you also see a little white dot beside the file's name, which means that we made some changes to this file. And then if I save it, it will be gone. So if I press Ctrl S, for example, now it gets disappeared. So then we need to link these two files. So we need to link the JS file to our HTML file. In order to do so, I can add the script tag here right before the body tag, the closing body tag. So I will set the src attribute to the script file. So if I press S here, you can see that the IDE again helps me to simply choose the file and not typing in all of the characters. So then if again I press Ctrl S, it will be saved, and then the files are linked. Now we can add some JavaScript code to the script.js file. So let's write the simplest code ever. So we can write console.log to log some text, and then I want to write hello world in our browser's console, and then semicolon at the end. Then I will save this file. Now if you right click on index.html file and click on open with live server, of course, alternatively you can also click on the file in your file explorer, the index.html file. But anyway, so here in your browser, if you right click and click on inspect, you can see this developers console. If you click on the console tab, here you can see that this hello world is logged. So this is exactly the text that we wrote there in our script. Since the script file is registered in our HTML file and they're connected, we can see this message here. So that's the first JavaScript code that we wrote together. Perfect. All right. In today's video, you've set up a powerful development environment for JavaScript. You installed VS Code, added some useful extensions, and ran your first JavaScript application. Next up, you can start learning JavaScript fundamentals, and soon you will build awesome web applications. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss future tutorials. And let me know in the comments what topic you'd like me to cover next. Keep coding and see you in the next video.